Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I am coming to do a quick book haul. You know, quick is open for interpretation when it comes to some of my videos. But I wasn't going to do one, but like this is kind of sort of a big box of books. And it includes a book I said I wasn't going to buy. And it includes some books that I bought because I want to read them for Blackout, and I was going to wait to get them from the library, but they were real cheap on Book Outlet, so I bought them because it was cheaper to buy them than pay for shipping. So I'm just going to show you the books that I got. I'm going to start with the coloring book that I purchased. The coloring book that I purchased is Sacred Angels. These are illustrations by Lydia Hess, and I own another one of her books called Sacred Nature, which I really liked, and I actually spilled coffee on. But anyway, yeah, it was super cheap, and the goal is, like, I want to practice on my shading of faces and, like, people, but none of the people are going to be like regular people colors. So there'll be abstract colors like blues, greens, purples, oranges, yellows, things like that, but no black or white. That's the idea behind my purchasing of this book. I also got Vitrokalahari by Jessica Corey. These are books 2 and 3 in what I didn't know was a trilogy by her. I own book 1, which was called Origin, and I think I did a quick review of that in one of my Bout of Books or Booktubeathon wrap-ups from like 2014. And I got that book from Ollie's and was just really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. It's about this girl who is genetically created, like she was created and brought up, raised in a lab to be like this superhuman, but she's had no contact with the outside world. She's only had contact with the doctors and scientists who do experiments on her and those who teach her during the day, and then of course all of a sudden there's contact with the outside world. They live on this large gated compound, and one day on one of her excursions, when she sneaks out a little bit closer to the gate, she comes across somebody who is other than what she's had contact with, and through that she goes through this awakening and exploration of something outside of what she's known, and it causes her to realize some things that she either had been ignoring or had not noticed before about the area where she lives and the people that she lives with. So yeah, I bought books 2 and 3 because my library, there was a long ass talk about that, but my library only had book 3 available, period, and I wanted to read book 2 before I did, even though they don't seem, based on the synopsis, to all be connected. They seem like they might be different parts of the story, which is kind of confusing because Origin ends like on what could possibly be a cliffhanger, but you could tell that Pia, I think is her name, her story is not over, so we'll see what happens in those 2. Next, I picked up, and this is all because of Freeform Lady, so this is your fault. I got In the Shadow of the Banyan by Vade Ratner. Just her discussing it and what it could be, what it is focused around. It's kind of sort of something that I've been interested in, but didn't know that this was about it. So this was cheap as well, and I bought it. Nothing that I bought was over $8. And then, like, after the $8 book that I bought, the next one down on the cost scale was like $4.19, and then the next one down on the cost scale from that was $3.99 or $2 something. So totally cheap. I also got The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. This is the second book in the Betrayal, the Remnant Chronicles. That's what it's called. I have book 1, and I was just waiting to get book 2, and I wasn't going to get book 2 at first because my book 1 is hardcover, but for the cost of this, I was like, screw it. I went ahead and got it, and I got The Battle Mage by Tara Matharu. This I already read. I read this earlier this year. This ends the Summoner trilogy for as far as I'm going to go as far as purchasing the books. I may read some of the other stories, but they don't follow this character anymore. And so yeah, I'm not invested in them, and I'm not going to get financially invested. I did order this as a scratch and dent copy, and I am so disappointed that this is ripped. But we're going to see what we can do as far as fixing that. Yeah, kind of disappointed, but that's what happens when you get a scratch and dent copy, and the scratch and dent copy was like $3 cheaper, so I went for it. The next 3 books are books that I got because of people on BookTube. So yeah, this is all your fault, Alan and Denise and Dee Dee. Your fault. But I finally have Perfect Peace by Daniel Black. I keep wanting to call him Danielle. By Daniel Black. This has been on my list of books that I want to read for probably the longest. I just hadn't picked it up. So now I have it, and guess what I'm going to be reading this next year for the blackout. I also grabbed The Summer That Melted Everything. This is because of Dominique at The Storyscape. I finally got her channel name right. When she talked about this on her book review and how atmospheric it was, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to read that book. This was the most expensive book that I bought because I think this came out last year, and it's a hardcover. This was $7.99. This was the most expensive book that I bought. But yeah, really looking forward to reading this also during the blackout. And I got Ghana Must Go by Taiye Selasi. Dee Dee, did you read this? I can't remember if it was you or Dominique who read it, or the both of you. But yeah, I was interested. And the price of this at Book Outlet was enough, it was worth my interest based on the price of Book Outlet. So I bought it also for the blackout, I think. I gotta check to see if she qualifies as a blackout author. And the last book that I have is a book I said I was not going to buy. I lied to myself. I picked up The Scallops by Michael Hoban. This is book 2 in the this is book 2 of the Nethergrim epic. This is definitely bigger than book 1, and I'm hoping that I fly through this as quickly as I did book 1. I was going to get this from the library before the cost of it. I was like, okay, this is worth it to just buy it. And then because book 3 just came out this year, I will probably get that next year off of Book Outlet, but I will probably read it before it hits Book Outlet. But yeah, I had to get it because I loved book 1 so much, and I want to see what happens. So that is the end of my book haul. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend whenever you see this video. Peace out.